let's say that we don't have the provisional module, so we want to create a temp, right? So I'm gonna give you an example into this diagnostic workshop project where we create the setup over our Apergeo, and then we open Blender where we create a ball and onion, right, into between our setup and our Apergeo. So we wanna, let's say that we wanna create a shell because we don't have our temporary module. So I'm gonna delete the number 17 to the number 27, and I'm gonna select the number 16, and it's gonna be an atomic workshop. Gonna choose PMMA, no implant, no, and then I click OK, and then I save the project. So this is our project to make a shell, right? So if I open in Explorer, then here I have this file. Do you remember it? We created with Blender. It's our setup and our Apergeo, and this is gonna be our workshop, okay, which we gotta adapt over our margin that we are gonna create right now. Okay, so now we can design. Of course, here I am gonna choose load scan data only, and what I gotta do now, I gotta import my workshop. You see, load scan data, load workshop scan, which is the temp module model. So I open, and here we are. It's exactly this one. So now I gotta choose the margin, which is for the software the number 16, but for me it's gonna be the entire Apergeo, right? So let's start from here. I'm gonna correct draw, magnetic line, and I start to draw. All right, I'm about to finish my margin line. Okay, and then of course, guys, this is not a prepared model, so this is what the patient has in the mouth. So if you want to make a temp before to get the margin, you should take the Apergeo and you should prepare by hands, right? And then you get a rescan and replace with this one. This is just an example to explain you that there is always a way to work if you don't have the provisional module. So at this point, we gotta just click on next. And now exocad is gonna find the insertion. Okay, maybe we can improve a little bit the insertion, but again, it's a temp, it's normal, there are some undercut, so I wouldn't be so worried. So the current view has insertion axis. Okay, and we will use a really wide parameters. So generic crown bottom. Okay, we choose parameters like we want them really wide, so 0.0, can do 0.05 here, and then increase the axial and radial at can be 0.55. It's okay, so it's gonna be like 0.15 total. Margin, I always do 0.4. And the shell is really thin. Border 0.2, it's fine. I would go down, and then here we choose 0.05, and then I apply. Okay, now what I would do is export. So I go out of the wizard, and then what I will do, I will cut the workshop. So I'm gonna just Okay, this is my workshop. I click on it, edit mesh, and what I'm gonna try to do now is to follow the shape of my cervical teeth. Up, and then I delete it. And I will do this all around. This is the result that we wanna have more or less. Okay, just keep the shape of our teeth. So at this point I can click OK and we can go back to the wizard. Yeah, so we can click next. And now exocad will adapt our workshop over our margin. Great, so our workshop is adapted over our margin, but as you can see now, the anatomy is quite different because of course what we have to do before we gotta adapt our workshop over the model, we gotta take the upper jaw and we gotta grind a little bit, so we gotta prepare by hands. Okay, so make individual preparation for every single teeth and then adapt the workshop over. So this is just an example and I want to just show you how to proceed to make this workshop, this stamp, like to make the shell. That's it.